How much of a cruelty needed for people to kill another human being by torturing and keep her head as a souvenir inside a Hello Kitty doll? Today we are diving into one of the most horrific and heartbreaking cases from Hong Kong. If you are someone so much sensitive to this kind of cruelty, I warn you to reconsider watching this video.
It was some dark day in May 1999. A 14-year-old girl came into Yau Ma Tei police station in Hong Kong. She was so scared and depressed. She reported to the police that some evil spirit of a young woman is coming after her.
She is so scary. Her hands have to bound with a wire cord and those wires has broken into her flesh. She's crying so loud and she was beaten and abused so bad. Even she doesn't look like a human anymore. And for the God's sake, the spirit is crying saying, please stop hurting me, I beg you.
Police first didn't give much attention to the young girl. They thought that she may on drugs, or she may see an hallucination, or she may daydreaming. But it not took very long for the police to focus on the matter when the girl said that she was also one of the members who killed this young woman. So according to the girl, there were 4 members of the group. This 14-year-old girl, her boyfriend, 2 other triad members. They all have been involved in keeping this girl as an hostage, and they all have been abusing her one after another until she was unalive by the unbearable pain and suffer.
So, according to the girl's confession, police went to an apartment building in Tsim Sha Tsui, Greenville Road with the girl, and this cannibal incident has happened in an apartment located at the 3rd floor of this building. Police followed a dark passage and finally entered the apartment. It did not take much time for the police to realize the girl's story is true based on the condition of the room. The room was very unhygienic and filled with some strong smell. In a corner of the room, there were a dirty mattress laid on the floor, and the floor had been filled with used packet of condoms and injection needles that the police suspected that the murderers has used for drugs. The 14-year-old girl came near to a fridge and she pointed at the fridge with horror. One officer opened the fridge and found some big amount of meat that on the freezer. It just took few seconds for the officer to realize that meat was none other than human flesh.
That police officer later said that he rushed down to the basement and vomited after seeing what was in the fridge.
So the 14-year-old girl started to talk. The body parts in the fridge were belonged to a 23-year-old girl named Fan Man Yi. While the confession was going on, another police officer's eyes went to a Hello Kitty mermaid doll lying next to the mattress. When closely inspecting, there were blood stains on the doll, and the detective felt that the head of the doll was harder than how it should be feel in a cotton toy. Later, the detective ripped open the neck of the doll and found the rotten head of Fan Man Yi inside the head of the Hello Kitty, and it was discovered that those criminals has boiled the head of Fan Man Yi before putting it inside the soft toy. Let's hold this crime scene for a bit and see who is this Fan Man Yi. Fan Man Yi was born in 1976 in Hong Kong. She grew up as an orphan in an orphanage, and she did not know anything about her parents. When she turned 15, she had to leave the orphanage because of the orphanages in Hong Kong at the time only takes care of the children until they turns into a certain age. Fan Man Yi did not have any proper education or a set of skills to get a proper job. So she chose her career as a prostitute, and at the same time she has exposed to using heavy drugs. Time passes by and she married to one of her clients and they had a baby together. But even her married life was also a bit of failure. The neighbors of them had said that all they heard every day from Fan Man's house was a couple fighting and a baby crying. So prostitution is not illegal in Hong Kong. When Fan Man turned 21, she started to work in a nightclub. So at the nightclub, she met a rich guy named Chan Man Lok, who was a 34-year-old triad member.
The triad members are basically gang members who are based on Hong Kong.
It was as two were men together. Pan Man Yi, a drug addict and a prostitute, and Chan Man Lok, a drug dealer and a pimp. One day, Chan Man Lok spent some time with Fan Man Yi and he went to the bathroom for take a wash. Pan Man Yi saw his trouser on the floor and the cash-filled wallet that's bragging out of the pocket. So she hurried and stole 4,000 Hong Kong dollars from Locke's wallet. First, Locke did not notice anything unusual. He just puts his clothes and went out to grab a drink. At the bar, when he was trying to pay for his drink, he noticed that his wallet was missing, and it did not take more than few seconds for him to realize that Fan Man had stolen his wallet. So the angry Locke went again to Fan Man's apartment and tried to beat her, asking for his money. Fan Man has stolen 4,000 Hong Kong dollars, that equivalent to 500 USD, from the Locke. The frightened woman gave back the 4,000 and said that she was sorry and this won't happen again. But it wasn't enough for Locke. He felt he was disrespected, so he wanted more. Locke asked for extra $10,000 as an interest for stolen money, or he threatened to kill Fan Man Yi. She did not have that kind of money on her at that time, so she begged for a small period of time to pay back the money, and Locke accepted the offer. And he left. As soon as Locke left the apartment, Fan Man also packed her bags and left the apartment because deep down in her head, she knew that this triad member won't let her live peacefully after what happened. Few days later, Locke came back to collect the money from Fan Man Yi. At that moment, he found out that the Fan Man Yi has already left the place. Locke got furious and he felt that he was disrespected and humiliated. So he gathered two of his fellow triad members.
To search about Fan Man Yi.
21-year-old Lim Wai Long, 27-year-old Lim Ching Chow. They knew that all they have to do is being patient, because once the Fan Man Yi feels the hunger for the drugs, then she will start her all job for the money. So the trial members searched her in all the red light spots throughout the Hong Kong city. Red light zones are the places that provided all the adult entertainment facilities like strip clubs and filled with prostitutes. Few days into the searching, Locke and his friends saw Fan Man on the road waiting for a customer. They drove the vehicle near to Fan Man Yi, who was waiting for customers, and she happily went to the vehicle, didn't knowing this could be her last ride. 3 trial members dragged her into the vehicle and drove off to the number 31 apartment building at Brainville Road.
First, they have sold Fan Man Yi as a prostitute for money. But after a few days, they also have started hitting her and abusing her. That 14-year-old girl who reported to the police has also helped them in all of these incidents. And she was to be the girlfriend of 34-year-old Chang Man Lok. And at the time, she was just 13 years old.
First, they started beating up Fan Man Yi. But the normal beating up transformed into using iron pipes and bamboo trees. Later found out that they have hung Fan Man Yi from her legs and beaten her for hours. and some of them also had hit Fan Manny to fulfill their distraught sexual urges. After a few weeks, due to endless beatings and harassments, Fan Manny has become into a stage where anyone didn't want to sleep with her. Since Fan Manny was not making any money, the gang started to do more harassments to her. It says that they put melted wax into her body and into her eyes. When it wasn't enough, they had poured boiling water into her body, sometimes boiling oil, and they have put electrical shocks into her private areas, and they had used a gas cutter into her feet and nails to burn them. They have used a burning wooden stick to do drawings on her body, and they have feeded her their own feces. Once that 14-year-old girl who reported to the police has dumped her shit and demanded Fan Manly to eat it, with saying thank you while smiling. The gang has given a small relief to Fan Manly by an option. The option is when they were torturing her, she has to say
that she was enjoying the torturing, thank them for the pain that they were giving to her. If she does this as they say, they will lower the beating. Or if she didn't agree upon this, she will get hit by them until she gets passed out. There was so much of cruelty other than this that the four members done to Fan Manly. But because of the sensitivity and the name of humanity, I will stop by here. If anyone wants to know about the torturing more than what I'm gonna say in here, there are plenty of sources in the internet. Or just send me a message, I will send some links to you. So it's not for everyone.
on 15th of April 1999, the gang went to a party after locking Fan Manly inside the bathroom. Few hours went by and they returned to the apartment. 14-year-old girl wanted to use the bathroom, so she went to the bathroom where the Fan Manly was locked. By what she was found was the dead body of Fan Manly. Fan Manly must couldn't been able to withstand the pain anymore. Even some parts of Fan Manly's body has already rotten when she was alive. That's how critical and the cannibal that situation had been. Then the group of four has used a saw to separate Fan Manly's body into few parts, including her head. After butchering Fan Manly, they had put her body parts into a deep freezer, but they did not satisfy by that. They wanted to have a souvenir to remember what they have done. So they boiled Fan Manly's head because it won't be that smelly after boiling, and they have put that head inside the Hello Kitty mermaid doll.
If you want to know a little bit of their mental state, or we can say how much of psychopaths they were, they have made meals out of Fan Manly and they fed those meals to the homeless community nearby. Not only that, in some places it says that they got an appetite when they were cooking meats of Fan Manly and they have used the same pan or the cooker to prepare some instant noodles for them, and they have used the same utensils that they have used to cook Fan Manly for making noodles. From this incident, we can get a clear idea about how much of cannibalism had gone on here and how much of psychopaths were there.
So after the confession, police started to deeply investigate the case, and even before 24 hours, police found a lock near a hotel where the cannibalism happened. Not long after, police arrested other two triad members too. Leung Wai Lung and Leung Shin Chow. But they all had the same story. They have confessed that they had an illegal prostitution business going on, and Fan Manly was just one of the prostitutes that they had. And one day they had found her laying dead because of drug overdose, and they have confessed that they just butchered Fan Manly and disposed her body just because of the fear of getting caught for the illegal prostitution. But 14-year-old girl stick with her story at the trial. But somehow no one had found any clue of how Fan Manly died. But the police has confirmed that those people had keep her in hostage and they had abused her. Because of this, 3 riot members were sentenced to life with no parole for another 20 years from that day onwards. The psychiatric reports from the Castle Peak Hospital and Siloam Hospital confirmed that they did not have any psychiatric disorders. Jean Manlock and Liu Weidong is still serving their life sentences in Stanley Prison. But somehow Long Xinchou managed to reduce his sentence to 18 years.
But after getting out in 8 years, he was again arrested and sent to jail for 12 months in August 2022 for groping a 10-year-old girl while he was working at a restaurant. Those maniacs, those psychopaths, they never change. After doing that much of a cruel thing and after spending almost 18 years in prison, still that man hasn't changed. 14-year-old girl was not charged with anything because basically she was underage and also she helped the police to solve this case. But personally, I think she also deserves to pay for what she has been engaged to. In 2004, Fan Man's skull was given back to her family, and the building that she had been held was later destroyed because some people started to complain about some weird noises and weird things are coming out of that building. So later, after destroying the building, a new hotel has been developed in that place. So with this, Hello Kitty murder comes to an end. By this case, we can get a clear idea about how much of a cruel world that we are living in. And this is the most heartbreaking and the evil thing that happened in last few decades in Hong Kong. So don't forget to like and subscribe for more real life murder cases and mysterious stories. So if you have any suggestions on this video or any other videos that you think that I have to do or I have to look upon, comment section is free.